The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is one that is probably going to get ugly. It's destined to get ugly because we have die-hard Wilder support on this show, and then we have people who just keep it real. And
die-hard Fury feds.
Nah, we just keep it real. And so now what we're going to do is predict and make our predictions for this fight. And I'm going to start it off with a man who doesn't know the meaning of objectivity and pass it over to G.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that.
What's your... and then knew I was going to say you. What's your prediction for Wilder versus Fury 2?
Yo, Wilder by fire. You know what I'm saying? He's going to bury your man Tyson Fury this time. I'm telling you. All right, I don't even know what my boxing bro record is. It's bad, right? But I'm going to tell y'all this right now. After next weekend, thanks to the blood of Tyson Fury, I'm born again. My record shall be 1-0. I'm telling y'all this right now. I'm starting over, reset. I'm going to have the best prediction record because my man Wilder is allowing me through the blood of Tyson Fury. Anything's possible. That's what's going to happen. Oh, but I'm going to say, I'm going to predict 7th round knockout. For Deontay Wilder. 7th round knockout. Matter of fact, I'm about to even switch it up. It ain't even going to be through the right hand. Shout out to Complex. It's going to be through the left hook.
I said the delusions of the Wilder fans.
Nah, I was joking about that left hook. But it's obviously going to be the straight right hand. You know what I mean?
All right, Ned.
Man, listen. Kleenex is gonna need to sponsor this man. All injuries is gonna go through next Saturday. You hear me? Fury said it's gonna be the second round. It's gonna be the second round.
Oh.
Murder. I'm calling murder.
So you got second round knockout Tyson Fury?
I'm banking on what Fury said. Second round knockout. Murder. Your man's
I'm
dying.
I'm banking on it too. Trust me. Oh man.
Man. Is that it? That's how you feel?
Man, listen.
But
I've been praying on Wilder's downfall for a long time now, man.
Let the truth come out.
For a long time now. Brazil let me down. Fury got robbed. First off, let me say this. Fury got robbed.
Stop.
Brazil let me down. Ortiz let me down.
About to cry?
Ain't no more letdowns, baby. Wild wings this weekend, baby. I know you don't eat chicken, but we having wild wings.
Yeah,
funeral style, yo.
Funeral style.
Yeah.
We little eating fish and chips dipped in Tyson Fury blood, son. That's what we doing. That's what we doing next weekend.
Oh, man. Murder.
So, Trill's going to go last. I think everyone knows where I'm going with this, and if you don't, follow me. Tyson Fury was 400 pounds, lost damn near 200 pounds, had 2 tune-up fights. He didn't look great in those tune-up fights, and then he fought Deontay Wilder. When he fought Deontay Wilder, he outboxed him majority of the rounds, got hit twice, went down twice. If you believe that that was the best Tyson Fury you can see after losing weight, 2 tune-up fights. Originally, he wanted 4. Remember that. He said he wanted 4 tune-up fights, but after the second one, he fought Wilder. And Wilder couldn't knock him out then. How do you believe Wilder's going to knock him out now? Logic tells me Deontay Wilder's 35 years old. Tyson Fury's 31. Deontay Wilder got outboxed by Luis Ortiz until he landed the right hand and knocked out Luis Ortiz. And Luis Ortiz is the oldest fighter in the game right now. How much better can Deontay Wilder get at 35? Tyson Fury, to me, has all the room for improvement. He's no longer training to lose weight. He's training for power. He's coming in heavier. And goes back to another thing where people say, oh, someone comes in heavier. Why would someone come in heavier? Because he wants more power. He has the experience of being in the ring with Deontay Wilder. He has the experience of fighting the man and taking his punch. Now, I see people call Deontay Wilder the so-called hardest puncher in boxing history. But when he dropped Brazil got up at 11. When he dropped Ortiz got up at like 12. He dropped Stavern was out, but then Stavern snapped back too, like instantly. The only person Wilder's ever really laid out like that was Arthur Spilka. Right? When he hit Fury recovered instantly in the 9th round. When he hit Fury in the 12th round, Fury recovered instantly in the 12th round. Right? And then won the rest of the 12th round. And I said this to my boy in the gym, and this is facts, and ask yourself this. If you're someone who's used to fighting people and knocking them out, as soon as you hit them, they lay out and they quit. And then you fought this one guy, you hit him, he got back up and just started beating you up again. And then you hit him again and it looked like he was dead to the world. And then he got up and it hurt you. And then you got to fight him again. Are you really going to be thrilled about that? You really going to be thrilled about that? Come on, man. They can lie to themselves. The Wilder fans told me Fury was running. He would never take this rematch. He's a sucker. He's doing WWE. The whole time I was saying, Fury's running to this fight. Are you kidding me? Like, yo, Fury's not afraid of this guy. Like, yo, he took his best stuff when he wasn't in his best shape. Why would he be afraid of him? Why would he be afraid of him? I think Wilder sees the best Fury. And this is the dumb logic I heard from all the Wilder supporters. Oh, you saw the best Tyson Fury that night. You didn't see the best Deontay Wilder. The guy who was off for 3 years? The guy who had to lose damn near 200 pounds? The guy who had 2 tune-up fights? John Fury said when Tyson Fury fought Deontay Wilder, he said he was in such bad shape, he could just push his finger into Tyson Fury's stomach. He said this is his dad. He said Tyson Fury's in shape now where he's at his ideal weight. Like he said his son is in the best shape. He's so confident. David Hay was talking smack. He said then put 50 grand on it right now. That's how confident he is. I believe in Fury's mind, Wilder's a bum. He said it. If I can't beat Wilder, I'm a bum. Wilder has the skills of a 6-round fighter, but great punching power. That's what Tyson Fury said. And I believe he proves Wilder's a bum. February 22nd. And then Ned's going to take me out to breakfast with the money that he wins. All right, go ahead.
Hold it down, Trill.
The steam for this fight. Y'all see how passionate my bros here are about this fight. And you see this blank look on my face, right? The passion for this fight has left me. I'm done with this fight because of the games being played. I want to see these guys fight Anthony Joshua. These guys are doing everything but making this fight happen with the fight that we want to see. We've seen this fight. G alluded to it earlier. People are already paid to watch this fight, and they're going to pay to watch it again. But unfortunately, G, you're going to pay to watch this fight again. You know what I'm saying?
Hopefully it doesn't
happen. And then you're going to pay to watch it again. For some odd reason, something's not sitting right in me. For them to go out their way to bring this up, it seems weird. It seems like something's off. Like, you're going to do this fight, right? And then whoever's going to win, no matter if they already did a pick out of hats behind closed doors, okay, like Deontay, you're going to win this one, or Tyson, you're going to win this one, and then we're going to do the next one, and then you can say the reason why you lost this one is because you said that you was going for the knockout, and then you could be like, oh, you didn't do this one, or then Deontay, if you lose, you can say, oh, I didn't expect him to come with this type of style, like, because we're going to do another one, and then the next person win that one, and the next thing you know, you got to draw, and then everybody got to split in between, so we can do another fight, so we can try to keep milking the cow. That's what it feels like. It feels like I done seen this movie before.
How the movie end?
The movie.
You seen this movie? You seen Pacquiao Marquez?
Yeah, I seen
same
it,
promoter, Barbero.
I seen this movie before. I seen it like you're just gonna try to keep milking this cow, instead of fighting the fight that we want to see.
Floyd Mayweather
You know what
or
I'm saying?
Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, man. I just don't care. I should be. Like, I was amped at 1st. I was amped. I was like, yeah. I was jarring, talking trash, and I was like, yeah, you know how, Fury won 8 out of the round. And I was like, he won more rounds, but, you got to count those. I thought it was actually the judges did an actual job. Whoever did the 113, did an actual job if you really count out the knockdowns plus with the extra points you get for the round. But Tyson Fury didn't win more of the rounds. It comes out to be a draw. You know what I'm saying? They were supposed to do it again. I was excited to see who was going to do it again until y'all announced that there will be a mandatory rematch. That just killed it for me. Like, it was like, damn, now I don't got a dog in this fight because I see what y'all going to try to do.
Yeah, to be honest with this, taking my Wilder fandom hat off, right? I actually agree with Trill on this because I'm like, hold on, what's going on? Like,
I just want to jump in real quick. Trill hasn't given a prediction, but that's actually a topic that we're gonna go in deep.
All right, my fault.
So yeah, I mean, we're gonna ask that question, and basically what we're gonna ask is there any result that would make you want to see Fury Wilder for a third time? Yeah, like so. We can dive into that. I think I know your answer, but. It's prediction time, man. We need your prediction, Trill. I know how you're feeling, man.
I see the same fight playing out again. Here's the thing, like that's why I'm so confused. For me, it's hard to pick. I usually pick off like logic. I like to, you know what I'm saying? I would have said Tyson Fury. I would have said Tyson Fury is gonna come in here and just repeat what he did, and his reflexes are gonna be better now because he's in shape now. You know what I'm saying? So he's not gonna get caught with these looping shots. You know what I'm saying? The joints that he got hit was behind the head, temple shot and stuff like that. So I felt, but then when he's talking about, oh, we have a mandatory rematch and I'm gonna switch up my whole style and I'm coming in and knock him out. You're not that guy that was known as a power guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're in there as a boxer. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a boxer guy. You're not a boxer puncher. You're a boxer. You know what I'm saying? You beat one of the best from hitting and then holding. Boxing and then holding, you know what I'm saying? Jerky style. You talking about now, you're gonna come in, you're gonna knock him out and say, it just feels weird to me. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I wanna say Tyson Fury if he fights his same style, but if he's going in here and he's saying like, oh, I can feel like I'm gonna go in here and knock him out, don't give him no chances. I get it. Wilder can't fight inside. You know what I'm saying? And if Tyson Fury, he wants to stay in his chest, we ain't really seen Tyson Fury fight in a person's chest like that either. You know what I'm saying? Then you already making an excuse for yourself because, oh, this ain't the style I fight. You know what I mean? I don't know. So listen, if Tyson Fury fights his regular style, Tyson Fury, I want him to fight his regular style. But listen, he going ahead talking about he going to knock out Wilder. Wilder is gonna knock him out. You know what I'm saying? It's really hard. It's hard. I say Fury, but it's hard. It's really hard. You know what I'm saying? It's really hard.
No, I agree. I told G the same thing when we were at the gym. I said if he tries that style of going on the inside and knocking Wilder out, and Wilder lands something that lets him know you in danger here, he better go back to the style sticking and moving. If he doesn't do that, then he's gonna lose. But like, I don't want to be the guy who like is afraid to make predictions like I see on like the channels. Like, we all know fights can play out one way. If you tell me this fight ends in knockout, I'll tell you Deontay Wilder wins. Yeah. If you tell me it goes 12 rounds, I'll tell you Tyson Fury wins. Yeah, we all know that. Like, that's just like, exactly.
Yo, I said round 2, Fury.
Hold on, but this is why I agree with Trill. It doesn't seem like a strategy. It sounds like an excuse. Because if it was a strategy, you keep that to yourself. You keep that within your camp. The fact that you're saying it out and you're declaring it to the world, you're already establishing.
You're wrong.
If
You're wrong. And for this reason, Tyson Fury is the king of the mind games. It could be two things. One, he's gonna make him think something, and then he's gonna come out and do the same thing he always does.
I hear what y'all saying, but what I'm saying, it could be used as an excuse, and that's why I feel what you're saying, because it's like, damn,
It can only be used as an excuse if he actually does it.
Like,
it
you
can
got a
only
new
be
trainer.
It can only we've heard this several times. I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna do this. Even for fighters who got their behind whoop, I heard Shane Mosley before the Manny Pacquiao fight. He was like, "Oh, I'm telling you, I'm coming in." He said, "My only fear is that I have no fears." Whenever I hear someone say that, I'm like, you a sucker. Whenever I hear someone say that, I hate that quote. My only fear is that I have no fears. He said that about me, and I said, Manny gonna whoop his butt. I said, he's sitting here saying that. I'm like, you sound like you're trying to pump yourself up now. When you say that, it doesn't sound genuine. But he said that. Went in there, Manny touched him. He had a few fears after that, right? So
his new trainer is like, I've seen him in like 3 interviews, and he's convinced. Like, yeah, we going for the knockout. We believe that we're going to knock out.
You have to understand.
Like,
I pointed this out to you before. Emmanuel Stewart trained Vladimir Klitschko. Now the rumors coming out are that Vladimir Klitschko knocked out Deontay Wilder in sparring. I actually believe it because this isn't new. I've heard this before. I heard it a while ago. Although Jonathan Banks came out and said no, he rocked him, he didn't hurt him, whatever. The bottom line is, you have Andy Lee who was there and said he got knocked out, and Andy Lee though. You got Andy Lee. Emmanuel Stewart loved Andy Lee. Andy Lee's probably one of his favorite fighters, if not his favorite. Exactly. Andy Lee's like Emmanuel Stewart's son. Andy Lee said he was there and he saw Vladimir Klitschko knock him out. That's all I need, because Andy Lee, to me, that's one of my favorite fighters. I like Andy Lee. Andy Lee, I believe it. Andy Lee said it, I believe it. So Andy Lee says it. Then you have other sources who were there that confirm he got knocked out by Vladimir Klitschko. So then that's Emmanuel Stewart who was training him. Now you go and get Andy Lee in your corner, the guy who witnessed him get knocked out, and you bring in Sugar Hill, Emmanuel Stewart's nephew, who is going to train like it's mind games. I'm trying to tell you, his mind games are like, oh, and now I'm going to knock him out, right? And I know how to knock him out because, why do you think him being knocked out was even brought up? It's to bring back those demons in Deontay Wilder's mind. Now, I don't know if he's going to fight that way. I don't know. But if he does, then excuses are out. But what I'm hoping is from round 1, he adopts the hit and don't get hit method, right?
He has to fight.
And shorten the distance, I think. But don't, be closer to Wilder where he can't get the leverage on the right hand. But we'll see if he can fight inside. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm okay with starting the fight off to see what he has on the inside. But if he shows you he got an inside game, you got to adapt. You got to adjust.
What I'm saying is, I actually agree with everything you're saying, but that still doesn't negate the fact that all of these things are out on the table now. That's the easy setup for the part 3, where people are gonna be like, oh, new trainer, new style. He was putting on muscle, this, that, and the third. That's not the Tyson Fury that we know. That's not the Tyson Fury
excuses
from...
is out.
Exactly. But that's why it's like they're already painting the excuse.
But are they or are they trying to win? Because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So if he goes in there with Ben Davison, if he goes in there herky jerky, and he goes there doing the same thing and thinking he's going to get a different result, he's kidding himself. I actually applaud him for doing what he thinks he needs to do to win. Now, of course, anything you change can be used as an excuse. Anthony Joshua did what he needed to do to beat Andy Ruiz. He stopped training like he was a CrossFit champion, and he started training like a boxer. He could have went in there, and Andy Ruiz could have knocked him out in the first round, and he would have been like, it was because of the way I was training. I wasn't doing my normal things, right? You could always say it as an excuse, but scared money don't make money. You're going to have to take the risk to be better, to get the win. He doesn't believe he can get a decision against Deontay Wilder in America.
Remember the question you asked about what would you need to be like, you know what, I'm willing to see the part 3, right? Because all of these excuses out there, I'm willing to see a part 3.
All the excuses, I dig everything you're saying, Caden. I do. But all that still doesn't take away from these guys killed this fight.
I'm with you. Because to me, That's why I said, is there any result that would make you want to see a part 3? To me, the answer is no. There's no result.
And why would you promote the part 3?
Yeah.
Exactly. Don't tell me.
Yo, even once they told me that, I was like, all right, because I remember earlier.
Tell me the day of the fight. Like, you know how when they say, yo, and you know how.
No, I already bought the fight. They tell me, oh, it's going to be a part 3.
Oh, they be like, oh, you know, there's something in the contract where they say that there's a possibility for a rematch. Not that it is. They already
and they told,
about.
remember, because like our episode was like our predictions on the pay-per-view sales, right? And I was like, yo, 2 million. That was before I knew there was a mandatory rematch.
And then usually
that both of them could exercise.
And usually I don't look at too much of like the outside gamesmanship of what a fighter says. Even I wasn't really looking that much into what Tyson Fury was talking about knocking him out in the second round. I thought it was funny. But then when I started thinking about the fact that there's another fight and all this, and I'm like, the goal out of this fight should have been fighting the guy with the 4 belts.
Thank you. Yep.
That's the goal. You know what I'm saying? After this was over, the goal was to fight the guy
We're
with
gonna
the 4
get into
belts.
that too. We're gonna get into that
You know what
too.
I'm saying?
Here's the thing.
How does a guy with 4 belts be
There's no way or no result that can take place that makes me want to see this fight a third time. Yeah. If Wilder knocks out Fury, then like the first fight is proven. Wilder dropped him twice. In the second fight, Wilder finished him. Conclusion. It's concluded. We don't need to see it again. Wilder's closed that chapter. Wilder knocked Fury out, and that was the way it was supposed to be. If they fight this second fight and Fury outboxes him again and wins, Wilder caught him twice. If Fury outboxed him, we already know what's going to happen in the third fight now. Whatever happens in the second fight, to me, is likely to happen in the third fight. So I don't really want to see a third fight. And that third fight's going to do just as bad as Luis Ortiz Wilder 2 did. Because no one's going to care at that point.
That one's going to be on regular Fox.
Yeah, like for real. This fight is big because round 13 could either be a continuation of what Fury did or what Wilder did in the 12th round. And that's a beautiful thing. We get the answer.
But this is my conspiracy theory. All right. Because this is why I was like, I kind of agree with Trill on this. The excuses are set up where, let's just say Tyson Fury does lose, right? If I was Fury, what I would do is I would let Deontay Wilder fight AJ. And then hopefully Wilder or AJ, it doesn't even matter for Fury because he can get either one to fight. If it's Deontay Wilder gets all the belts, I'm ready for my rematch. You know what I mean? And now, boom, they fight, and he has the potential to win all the belts. Or Fury already has a good relationship with AJ. AJ will give him that fight after the Wilder fight.
That's his conspiracy theory, or is that something I've already said like numerous times?
No, what I'm saying is with Fury might just lose this fight and just hold off to let those two guys fight.
That already.
Just to be
I already said that.
So, but what I'm saying is they're not gonna. I don't think he's gonna do an immediate rematch. If I was Fury and his team, I wouldn't exercise that. But I would wait till somebody gather all the belts.
You're saying what I already said. I've said already. The loser of this fight should let the winner fight Anthony Joshua. And just make the contract that says I get the first shot after. So that way they can get the fight. I said it like 4 times on this.
I probably wasn't listening.
It's all right to, but it's nice to know you agree with what I said.
You know what I'm saying? We all agree. You know what I mean?
We can agree, but don't make it a conspiracy when it's a conspiracy me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? All right. Nah, but back to this. Moving on to the next thing. So I think it's all clear we don't want to see a third fight.
Hold on. Can I just answer
go ahead. Oh, you didn't get in? All
Yeah,
right, go ahead, get in. Get in.
I'm talking that B Fury talking, you feel me? So, comes February 22nd, after the abuse, Wilder suffers in the ring. Wilder's not going to want a third rematch, all right? So that's my take on it. Second round knockout.
But
Fury, huh?
Not also that.
Why you look at Trill like that? He said, what?
Let's not.
Second round knockout.
Round 2.
I I just don't. Deontay Wilder, right? I just don't see. I know y'all just heard that. What y'all think? I just don't. Deontay Wilder beats Tyson Fury. He knocks out Tyson Fury in this fight. He's gonna give Tyson Fury that rematch again. This is what I've seen from Deontay Wilder.
You might be right.
You know what I'm saying?
You might be right.
No, he's right.
I'm praying.
He's not wrong.
In my heart of hearts, I hope Wilder
right.
is gonna just take that AJ fight.
Yeah, but I'm gonna call it.
But I'm gonna be honest, taking my Wilder fear and hat off again. Based on what's been going on in this heavyweight division, yeah, I feel like they're gonna try to establish that three-peat. To be honest, you know what I mean.
Listen, here's what it is. So Anthony Joshua lost to Andy Ruiz, and they're already saying like things that hint to the fact they don't want to fight Anthony Joshua. So they want the perception is we're the two best, so why do we need to fight anyone else? Like I already said. So we'll just keep fighting each other and calling each other the two best heavyweights in the world. And if we keep doing that, we never have to give Anthony Joshua a chance to beat us or prove it wrong. But what I'm saying is...
Hopefully he loses in the time because all AJ keeps doing is fighting top guy
because he has 4 belts. Because he has to. Because he has 4 belts. So when he fought Andy Ruiz and he chose to fight Andy Ruiz, he actually could have done something sleazy like fought Valine instead, but he chose to fight Andy Ruiz. He could have done something sleazy like fought Tom Schwartz instead, but he chose to fight Andy Ruiz. These guys are like fighting, and you know, and they try to make Ortiz like he's no threat. But anyways, getting back to it, what they want to do is keep fighting each other and saying, "Oh, we're the 2 best in the world. We're the 2 best in the world. We're the 2 best in the world." You can't say you're the 2 best in the world. You haven't fought everyone. Tyson Fury hasn't fought Joseph Parker. Tyson Fury hasn't fought Andy Ruiz. Tyson Fury hasn't fought Pulev. Tyson Fury hasn't fought a bunch of guys. You got to fight all these guys. The only guy who's fought most majority of the people in the top 10 is Anthony Joshua. And he's trying to fight you guys. And you guys just want to keep fighting each other. Oh, 3rd time and I feel chill. Oh, there'll be a 4th time if it's a split. If whoever wins this one and then a different guy wins the 3rd one, then they'll do it a 4th time. And Anthony Joshua's on the outside looking in like...
Don't do that. That's outrageous.
Yo,
we should protest the heavyweight division.
We should protest it now. Is the point? Is the point? So let's get to the. I'll bring up the next question so we can move on. But that's my point. Deontay Wilder said Anthony Joshua has a pity pat style and he is irrelevant in the heavyweight division. Will you give the winner of this fight a pass if they don't fight Anthony Joshua? And when I say a pass, this is to the Wilder fans who big him up and make him and the Fury fans, if they win and they don't fight him, are you going to continue to just give them the victory over Anthony Joshua or demand that they earn it? That's what I want.
You brought out something before. I'm sorry to jump in.
No, go ahead, bro.
You brought out something before where you said that Wilder fans, this is one thing that they said about, not even Wilder fans, because I consider myself a Wilder fan. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not a fanboy or a fake Wilder fan. You know what I'm saying? I'm never gonna give Wilder the credit for the things that he didn't do. Exactly. Which Kaden always alluded to. Like people would be like, "Oh, you know what I'm saying? Joshua lost to Andy Ruiz, but Deontay Wilder wouldn't lose to Andy Ruiz." How do you know? Exactly. You're giving him credit for things he hasn't done. You know what I'm saying? And you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if these guys do not fight Anthony Joshua, it will hurt their legacy. These are legacy. This is a guy you have to fight for your legacy. You cannot leave boxing without fighting him. And if you don't fight him next, like, what are you waiting for? Like, are you waiting for somebody else to beat him? Are you waiting for, like, hopefully he gets, I don't know, something happens. But I know this one thing is, there's never been a guy who has 4 belts that has been irrelevant. You know what I'm saying?
The highest grossing fighter in the division, and he's irrelevant.
He's the most famous heavyweight out of both of you guys
put together. He's irrelevant.
You know what I'm saying? And the guy who has the better resume than you 2 guys put together, irrelevant. I just heard today that he was fighting Pulev left, and I was like, what? I was like, he just fought Andy Ruiz. Won't they give this guy a break? Let him fight Price or something in between. You know what I'm saying? He just fought Andy Ruiz. You know what I'm saying? Back to back. Like, and that's all I've seen from this kid. You know what I mean? That's all I've seen from this young man from across the pond. You know what I mean? Is that he just keeps fighting tough guy, tough fight after tough fight after tough fight. And these guys is fighting nobodies. I hate to say it, but they're fighting nobodies. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, like, they're going to keep saying, oh, this person is nobody to try to, to fool the public? To
Thank
make
you,
them
bro.
think that
You
they're-
touched on, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but you just touched on a key point. This is another thing that I don't like about Wilder fanboys. He'll say Anthony Joshua is a pity pat style, he's easy, he has no heart, and he's a coward, right? Then to that, I would say, fight him.
Fight him.
Right? So someone can't just tell me, oh, I don't want to do this because this person sucks. I'd be like, then beat him. Like, to me, you get no credit for just talking. You have to prove it. And Wilder fanboys don't demand that he prove anything.
Yeah.
I saw somewhere, like, one of them Wilder idiots on the internet was like, oh, Anthony Joshua's lucky if Wilder offers him 50-50. And I'm like, really? Guys, like, this is what we're doing? Like, this is what we're doing, dog? Like, I swear, yo. And I'm like, yo, we're never going to get the fight if we don't demand it. Like, AJ fans are more demanding of AJ, because AJ fans are like, yo, we don't want to see this terrible fight. They didn't even want to see him fight Dillian White again. They're like, we want to see you fight someone else. That's why the only rematch, to my knowledge, that Anthony Joshua's ever had in his career is the rematch when he lost the fight. Meanwhile, Deontay Wilder's fought Luis Ortiz twice. He's fought Bermain Stavern twice. And now he's fighting Tyson Fury twice. Like, damn, how many rematches you need? Fight someone else.
He's fighting him 3 times that we know. He's fighting him 3 times.
You know, so
Damn.
Nah, but
You put it like that.
exactly, yo.
as a
My controversial wins. How you have a controversial win? How you have a controversial win, bro?
My controversial knockout.
I'm listen,
I'm avenging my controversial wins. How you avenging controversial wins, bro? Wilder fanboys.
listen, I will say this. Clearly, I'm a Wilder fan. I'm a Wilder supporter. In fact, I'm even going to buy Kaden here a Wilder Bomb Squad hoodie if Wilder wins next weekend.
That's how confident I am that he won't win.
But I
I'll
will
actually
say-
wear a Wilder hoodie if he does.
But
But
I
he
will
won't,
say
so
this,
don't worry
though.
about it.
As much as I support Wilder in his boxing career, I'm telling you this right now. After this fight, if Wilder doesn't demand the AJ fight, it doesn't actually go through proper negotiations to actually make this fight, especially hearing that Saudi Arabia is willing to give $200 million for that fight, then I'm convinced Wilder is scared and he's ducking. And then
I can respect that.
And I'm gonna be honest
I
with
can
y'all.
respect that.
I will
I
no
can
longer.
respect
I'm
that.
not dapping you up. I'm gonna be real. I will personally protest Deontay Wilder. I will not purchase any more.
That's
Deontay
all I
Wilder
want.
pay-per-views.
That's all I want.
Because now it's come to a point where you
Enough is
can't.
enough.
Yeah, enough is enough. I don't believe anything that Wilder just said. Like the pity pat
style, and he's irrelevant.
Yeah, clearly he's delusional. Like I think his handlers are telling him to say that just to big up Tyson Fury to sell the Fury Wilder 2 fight. So I'm not even trying to hear anything that he's saying about AJ right now. I want to hear him declare AJ like, I want you next. Just like how Caleb Plant with passion in his face called out Benavidez. I want the same thing from Wilder, but I want Wilder to mean it. I don't want to hear, I gotta run it back a 3-piece with Tyson Fury. If you do that, you just lost like a loyal fan, because now it's like I have to believe that Wilder is gonna take the AJ fight. Because if not, then it's like
I'll put you
he's
like
no
this.
longer my champ.
You got me here right now. Anthony Joshua has to fight Pulev. Nothing can be done about that. That's his mandatory June 20th, right? But Wilder has his fight February 22nd. He's going to need time to heal. AJ's going to need time to heal after that.
Yeah.
If AJ doesn't make an honest effort to make that fight, then I'm gonna be done with him too. I'm gonna be upset with him. So that means don't come in here with 70-30 splits. None of that. Yo, at this point, make it 50-50. Make the fight. There's enough. Especially if he beats Tyson Fury. So I don't want to hear any of it. At this particular point in time, AJ fans need to stop with this, Wilder doesn't deserve 50-50. At one point in time, he did it. But since he knocked out Brazil, since he knocked out Ortiz twice, and if he beats Fury, he's improved his profile. You got to give it to him. Yo, there's no more argument about the split. A 50-50 split at this particular point in time wouldn't be a robbery if he does what he's supposed to do against Fury. Make the fight. No more fanboying. No more supporting. I make this fight. Let's make this fight or else. And I'm telling you, I won't support it. I won't support it from Joshua or from Wilder if they don't make the fight at this particular point in time.
That's the fight that we want to see, and I don't know, man. This is just like these guys are just trying to, and that's my milking the cow. It seems like this is what these
As
guys
you can
are
see, Trill has never milked the cow.
It was like
I'm sorry. But you're going to want to check out this podcast because I really want to dive really deep into this too, talking more about this during our podcast. So please, and I'm going to learn how to milk a cow. And you're gonna please check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And please check out our podcast because I'm definitely going to dive into this more because I want to talk more about Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. And check the podcast out on all major streaming services. You don't want to miss this podcast. It's the Boxing Bros.
What round Fury going
Round 2, baby! Knockout! Murder!
Y'all jokes aside, now you believe that though? I need to know. You believe that?
Yo, I'm talking that beef here.
All right.